Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. TNC Predators turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. TNC Predators turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. TNC Predators turn.
Void incarnate.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13 online. We are here in our second series of the day. We've got TNC Predator versus Team Star for you. In terms of results, these two teams not too dissimilar. TNC currently sitting 4-4. Team Star just a step behind at 3-5. It's still only early days here in the group stage for the Monster Energy Dota Summit, and well, some wins here would be pretty important for both of these two teams as we continue to cement who's sort of in that top half, who is languishing towards the bottom. And Team Star are kind of the gatekeepers at this point. The next team below them is a significantly worse score. It's Motivate Trust at only 2 points. Army Geniuses 2 and 6. Motivate Trust, in fairness, have only played the one series thus far, so you know, it's kind of late bloomers when it comes to this event. Have to see how they do. I have to admit that this is my first game that I am casting for Team Star. They did get so they were 2-0'd by Among Us. They've been 2-0'd by Adroit. And the wins that they have managed to notch have been, they took one game off of Boom, and they took a 2-0 against Army Geniuses. So this should give us a little bit more of an idea about the level that they're at. The Drow Venge does make it all the way through into the pool for TNC, so they're going to snap that up. And you know, Team Star are ready with some heroes to try and get up in the face of that Drow Ranger. We will just have to see how well it works out. And I think the beauty of the Drow Venge is that the Vengeful Spirit with the aura not only lets the Drow sit way back in the team fights, but it also allows the Drow Ranger to, you know, get out. Even if you have good positioning on the Venge and your Drow gets jumped, you just swap the Drow away, and then all of a sudden you've reset the fight, you've reset the Drow's aura and everything, and you can get back to it. So we are absolutely flying through these bans. Spectre going to be removed. Might still be a PA ban coming a little bit further down the line, as Team Star, you know, taking a pretty traditional approach, just getting rid of some frontliners that might be protecting the Drow Ranger. Of course, there's still other options for TNC if that's the way that they want to be playing this. But there's still like the Centaur for KP. I think even like a Sand King could be all right for him. Definitely an old signature of his, not seeing as much play these days, but sorry, my squeaky chair, I'll stop that happening for you guys. TNC thinking about what they want to get rid of. To me, it does feel like PA is kind of the natural ban. I don't know if you would consider like banning a Slardar and then feeling like you can play against the the PA. I don't know what you would do in that situation necessarily. Like maybe you can ban Slardar or something, leave PA in, and then you can pick Bloodseeker, and then you've got Bloodseeker Venge as a combo, and also the Rupture is going to shut down the mobility pretty heavily of some of these heroes like the Void Spirit and whatever jumping carry you have from Team Star. But nope, not going to happen. They do just end up banning out the PA, so seems like that is not going to be the approach for TNC. I guess that they're just going to pick their position for hero now.
10 seconds.
Whatever they feel is going to be good for Tim's.
5 seconds.
They could take KP's hero, but I imagine they're just going to fish for a little bit more information. What's being popular? Actually, not too many position 4 bans currently. I mean, Tiny's been banned. The Tusk's already been taken. Still Clockwork.
Team pick.
Earth Spirit hasn't been very popular. The Mirana has been very popular and seems to be really good in the sense that the Mirana is okay in lane, but really shines in these situations where you want to pick something like that Timbersaw in the off lane who doesn't really want the support to be there. And the Mirana is able to just go around and soak up some farm, and they'll have a pretty big impact that way. So they still don't have that front line, but as we saw from Boom in the previous game, maybe I have some outdated views on how the Drow Ranger lineups need to be played, because they didn't pick any front line really whatsoever, but the Veno plus the Batrider plus the Drow worked out fantastically for them in that game. Really, really well played. Team Star, could they think about the Riki or maybe like a Slark in this situation? Certainly a good hero against the Mirana. Not sure how well it fares against the Drow Ranger in general, but it seems like it should be fine. You're pretty mobile. You can get an Ags for even more mobility.
TNC
kind of difficult for the Drow to get away from you, but just gonna go for the Disruptor here. So very much planning on being on the front foot. I do like this in terms of, I've been talking about this whole time about, all right, well, you're going to go on the Drow. Drow's going to get swapped away. Then what happens? Well, the answer to the then what happens is now you glimpse her back to where she was before and you continue wailing on her. So Disruptor seems pretty good from that perspective. Not an insane laning support, but no slouch when it comes to the lane either. So that seems to work out pretty nicely.
Dire team pick.
And for TNC, oh, they're going to go for the Elder Titan again. They have really been, there's a couple of teams in this tournament that have really, really been digging the Elder Titan. It's not a crazy amount of frontline. It does give them some setup for the arrow, which is certainly nice to have. I don't know if KP is going to go for the same kind of setup this game. The last time we saw it, he went for an Ags Rush into a Mask of Madness into a Blink. That was yesterday. Definitely a game that was a fun game. That was TNC versus Among Us game 2, I believe. Definitely worth checking out. Or maybe that was game 1. I might be misremembering here. Actually, I think it was game 1. Okay, so Team Star just have to pick. They could pick carry or offlane here. Might even be leaning towards carry, I suppose. You already know what the laning matchup is. All of this, of course, is based on the idea that the Void Spirit is going to end up being the mid. That's not necessarily the case. There are some teams that still run it in other positions.
Dire team back.
All right, gonna be a Sven. Not too much kiting. I've seen him bust out some kind of weird mids recently, but I feel like they need something kind of stable here, as we just have the Timbersaw getting banned out by TNC. Star. They do get rid of the Batrider anyway, which to me is kind of interesting. Like I've said, I feel like I haven't seen Void Spirit suffer too much in that matchup. And OD feels just like a ban completely out of left field, but maybe it would have been an option. It is more save. It is more ways to kind of kite, and I guess it does work pretty well with the the Drow, but
5 seconds remaining.
I would have been a little surprised to see the OD come through. What else we got? I guess there's still like a Razor in the pool. I can't say that I'm in love with that idea. Ember seems pretty bad against the Disruptor. What else? TNC could run like a... Well, you think about all these heroes, you look at Sven and you're like, okay, the answer to Sven is that you're supposed to kite him. And then you think about the new Sven with the Ags, which has been popular. And he's really not so easy to kite. So I really don't know if we're gonna be seeing anything like a Venomancer or whatnot as the attempted answer
10 seconds
in this
remaining.
spot.
5 seconds remaining.
What is it going to be? Draudusa is dead, right? Because it used to be, and I would say previously in this kind of spot, you would be looking at Dusa as being a really nice hero to have against the Sven. And as much as I think it could work with the TNC lineup, it seems just a little bit too greedy, and the Drow aura not working in the way that it used to does probably put a little bit of a damper on that. Oh, but who knows? Maybe TNC are interested in going for it. I also don't think it would be too insane. Oh no, the Underlord is banned. I was about to say that I didn't think it would be too crazy for them to go to the mid Underlord, but ooh, Darkseer coming in. So very run at you, Dota for Team Star. Get some Ion Shell Idiots going. Surge up your Void Spirit. Surge up your Sven. Vacuum everybody into a Static Storm Kinetic Field or a Storm Hammer. I'm digging it. I haven't seen a Darkseer for a little bit, and he might get bullied out of this lane somewhat just by sheer force of auto attack, but I think in terms of their overall game plan, it can work pretty well here. Alright, so for TNC, what do you do? I could kind of see a Quaswex Invoker, but gotta dispel against the Surge, kind of useful. The Mana Burn seems good. I don't know if it's ideal, though. What else? Well, I don't have to speculate too much more. They've only got 10 seconds of reserve time remaining, and TNC go for the Doom. Wait, is this a mid-Doom? What are we up to here? Yes, it is a mid-Doom. Armel continues to play just slightly, slightly different mid-heroes here. The mid-Doom is not unheard of, but also not the most common pick, necessarily, so... Yeah, kind of excited to see how this works out for them. Should be good against the DEZ Void Spirit, but we will just have to see. It's going to be about actually managing to get off the Doom, and there is, I think, plenty of ways for him to just die out of nowhere. So we'll see if that happens. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It should be okay. This should be an interesting one. Either way, I'm interested to see just kind of the level that Team Star are at. Adroit seem to be doing really, really well in this event. So they've played a couple of teams that they've gotten 2-0'd by, and they've 2-0'd one team, and they took a game off Boom. So it does seem like they are probably in that kind of middle of the pack area. Definitely not towards the bottom. This will be very instructive of seeing where they're at, and always cool to see a little bit of Darkseer. I'm a big fan. We don't get to see the hero a whole lot. Poor guy just keeps getting hit by the Nerf bat on his poor pointy head, patch after patch after patch. And a hero that I will always have a little bit of soft spot for as a Australian Dota player, Australian Dota fan, because it feels like something that the old N9 or Absolute Legends roster were definitely pushing a whole lot back in the very early days of Dota 2 and kind of making a little bit of a name for themselves with. Of course, it's been ultra popular ever since, but it always kind of comes to mind. I've got some boots first on this Yamate Tusk. Gabby, not a whole lot of region to start with, but he is up against the double melee lane, so they're not really going to be harassing him all that much. If he gets gone on, he's either dead or he lives. There's
30 seconds.
I don't think there's really too much in between. There you go. Is there already a sentry ward down here for Team Star? I guess they were trying to check over here. Little did they suspect that the ward is actually on the high ground. There you go. I wonder if this is also to give Armel like a little bit more information and a little bit more access onto these camps, so he knows if it's worth it for him to come over here and maybe like grab a creep. Kind of a cool idea. We'll see how it works out. Of course, good for the rune vision as well. Nothing too interesting happening with the bounties. Taking a big trip all the way around to grab both on bottom. Let's get this one going. Second series of the day here for the Monster Energy Dota Summit SEA group stages, and Whitemon starting things off in a pretty aggressive position over at top here. Just going to throw some auto attacks into Lance. Does give up on the creep block. Well, Whitemon tanks one tower shot for his trouble, but problem. They look pretty first blood hungry up here. Lance doesn't have the wave in the best position, and KP is already denying hard, so until he gets some support up here, I don't think he can really approach the wave at all. And a similar thing is happening at bottom, though Star not really zoning out Gabby in the same way at all. So, alright, Yamate's gonna go drag a wave. He might even come all the way back here, try and deny. Lance getting gone on a little bit. Whitemon hasn't skilled anything just yet. They're gonna pop out now and go for it. Here comes the magic missile. Good stun from Lance, breaking it up a little bit. And does seem like they will be able to protect Mosin. It was just a bit too chaotic for Tims to launch the arrow there, so. Though they don't successfully block up the small camp or anything, because they were going for that kill. So Mosin gets the immediate pull, and Yamate pressuring Gabby here after dragging that wave for Candy Loon. So pretty happy though, pretty good start. Though Yamate looking like he may have gone a little bit too far here and might be going down. Gabby bit off the money with that multi-shot, but ends up being a little bit of a feed. Favor of the Drow Ranger there. DDZ doing really nicely at mid, CS-wise. Still has a couple of creeps to grab under this tower, and does do well to grab the majority of them. Going on. Oh, this camp is actually blocked. I didn't even realize that this sentry was blocking the camp. Maybe that was the point from the beginning against the mid-doom. Kind of a cool idea. Is going to shut down some of that additional farm that he would otherwise be able to grab. Looking good, and you know they've almost got the Darkseer level 3, which is definitely the plan down here. Yamate dodging all the experience, just spoon feeding it towards the Darkseer, and then once he gets a few more levels, maybe they can happen. Yamate's not going anywhere near the TNC heroes though, dragging this the long way around. Oh, Lance dead at top. KP just getting in there with the punches, and looks like Tims must have managed to land the arrow. They don't have an Echo Stomp or anything, so must have just been from the tree line. Yamate trying to zone back Whitemon as Loon gonna drag it into the small camp. DDZ gets a solo kill at mid. Armel just too low, getting dragged back in and finished off. Sorry about the T-Tours. We'll try and work on that. Oh, Yamate now making it go onto Whitemon. Do they have the Ice Shards? They do! He's just gonna get blocked in, and that's gonna be yet another kill for Team Star. At least Gabby's getting okay farm down here. Better than poor old Drow Ranger in the previous game, but he won the game in the end, so can't be too concerned about that. Armel having to come a long way out to grab this Alpha Wolf. Maybe not the best creep necessarily for him, but it's something. He's punching into DDZ now. But pretty big CS discrepancy at mid. 22-10 against 13-3. Armel really not having an easy time. Candy Loon, not that much mana left in the tank, but also not too far away from being able to grab the bounty runes to refill, so might even opt to just give the bottle over to Yamate, who is heading mid to try and camp this out. DDZ with that kill already has a super fast bottle. Does want this refill there, even rotating over Mosin as well. Tim's not going to be the one to secure it, and it is DDZ getting the haste. Tim's actually chasing after Mosin here. The arrow's already being used, so just gonna go for the TP out. Does just barely survive. The triple fairy fire adding some nice punch to his auto attacks there. A little bit of damage on the darks here. Gonna get stunned up, but he clears quite a bit of space away from the Drow and the Adventure Spirit. They actually managed to keep on slowing him down, but Yamate, good positioning and an even better Ice Shards will put an end to that. TDZ managing to drag Armel back in. Auto attacks off, but got that Devour regen, keeping him healthy, so it should be fine. And Yamate with another kind of deep ward here. Actually, this ward on the hill, the one benefit is going to be that they actually saw that being planted, so should be able to deward it pretty quickly. And forcing the Darkseer away, they're not going to be able to grab one of these runes down here. Whitemon just snags it. Though DDZ with the haste, making the rotations. He's already got the level 6 from the slightly early kills, and just goes straight in on top of KP. Still has another Astral Step and the Resonant Pulse to finish off this kill. Does do so. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Mosin trying to walk in, but he's only got 1 point in the Glen. Nothing doing on Tim's there. They just have to grab this farm underneath the tower. So great start for DDZ. Pretty good start across the board for Team Star. Lance just going to be going for the Mask of Madness. Candyland's still working on the Soul Ring. It's really unfortunate that Darkseer just has to go for so many mana regen items, right? Gets the bottle, and he's going to go for Soul Ring, and he still wants the Arcane Boots on top of that, but you really just... Oh, can you get the career? Ooh, nope. It's a little bit of micro from Gabby. Keeps it safe. But, yeah, just... You've kind of got no choice. You don't do a whole lot just throwing out your Fists of Fury as the Darkseer. Sims this time around will manage to secure the rune away from DDZ. Mel has the level 6, not opting to invest the skill point just yet, as Mosin is just been stacking over here, so getting set up for the Sven maybe a little bit further down the line. Lots of really nice double stacks, but Tim's is going to come in here more than happy to start picking those apart and grabbing a bunch of CS that way. I think they kind of have to do something about him here, otherwise he's just going to take his pick of all of the big creeps out of these camps. Did you get a big one there, or is that just... I think that's only a small... I think he was aiming for this Centaur, but didn't get it. Centaurs are pretty well hidden in the middle of all the mud golems and everything. Unless this is a quad stack, I don't think so. Is there any way for me to... I can't select them. Anyway. Quick pause is a good pause. Could be that the next arrow might be going mid. Maybe a plus an arrow could be some kind of a play, but doesn't seem likely at this point. KP getting gone on up top. Trapped inside the kinetic field. Just gonna go for the Echo Stomp. That does force Lance back. Doing okay on the CS. I guess not much of a gap between him and Lance. It actually has a lot of denies to his name. So doing quite a good job up here. Whoop. Whitemon's down at bottom. Taking the rotation down. They don't get the Drow Ranger. Gabby just going to go TPing out and heads over to top. Armel popping the level 3 Scorched Earth, trying to steal all of this farm, but 4 heroes from Star are converging on him, and they are not going to let him get away with this one. Kinetic Field and the Ice Shard blocking him in, and gets completely destroyed. Centaurs are stomping up the entire Star team. I don't even think he got too much of that. Looks like for the most part he just sort of tenderized it for Lance. Now cracks to level 6 and will very quickly deal with all of this. They're going to lose their tier 1 as the exchange, and Tim's is stealing a little bit of experience away, but at least they got the majority, and Mosin's going to be pretty happy to get the gold. Tim's might actually be in some trouble here. Yeah, gets cleaned up. Just hanging around in the neighborhood. I think initially he was like hidden in the patch of fog over here, but then got spotted by the ward and it's cleaned. So 6-2, lead in favor of Star currently. The Sven is doing absolutely fantastic. A little bit of a bright spot for TNC that Gabby is doing well, but does show that Armel certainly can die on this Doom, and I think that's going to continue to be the story the rest of this game, and we'll just have to see what KP is able to accomplish on the Elder Titan. Hasn't shown us what the item build is going to be just yet, but I can't
Dire's
imagine
middle
that
tower is under
either one of
attack.
these heroes is going to have a particularly fun time just walking in against this star lineup. And they do have to be really careful about how they use the Doom, because imagine if Armel jumps in, he dooms somebody, and then he just gets glimpsed away, and Star just kind of walk for it. Like, that's not going to be a very good feel for TNC.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Are there any ancient stacks, actually? No ancient stacks just yet. And Lance continues to have his farm be interrupted at every turn by KP. Whitemon is hiding in the trees here, and this is a very stressful moment for him. They haven't quite found him just yet. Can they figure it out? He's going for the TP now.
Dire's middle tower is
It's gonna
under
be alright.
attack.
That was a nice little juke
Radiant's
spot.
bottom tower is under attack.
Lance showing at mid. Can they stop and arrow him? Looks like they might be able to. Tim's is lining it up. Creep's not being very cooperative. Armel walking for it, but all he's got is a little bit of scorched dirt damage. Mosin's looking for the turnaround, and yeah, Lance not dead. Actually survives. DDZ arrives on the scene with a double damage, and nobody wants anything to do with that, so I'm gonna call it a day. Darkseer's got his arcane boots coming over. Let the spam continue. I think he's got the level 4. Yeah, he's got the level 4 shell now as well. So some very nice farm coming his way shortly. DDZ goes jumping in aggressively against KP and just pops him instantly. Very gank heavy build with maxing out the Aether Remnants, but it's working for him, and now they're looking for even more onto Whitemon. Yamate able to keep on chasing him down. Moonlight Shadow going to help a little bit. Armel shouldn't need to use the Doom to finish off this kill. He's still got good Scorched Earth duration. DDZ trying to help out though, and maybe with that, that'll do it. Gabby does get right on top of the Darkseer. Can't quite get that kill, but at least Armel finishes off the other one. And Tim's hunting for the bounty DDZ he wants, and gonna be able to grab it. No, Tim's just able to snipe it away
Radiant's
from him.
middle tower is under attack.
They do get one over a top, but that's going to be 3 bounties in favor of TNC. Who's the win probability liking? It's not liking anybody. It's sitting right on the fence, 50-50. Star getting a little ahead on the experience, TNC getting a little ahead on the net worth. I think that's kind of the expected story, especially when you're playing with the Doom on your team, and he is getting some pretty heavy points up in the Devour. What's the plan here mid? We are smoked on Whitemon and Armel. The stack here. Are we ganking? Are we just trying to get a ward down in the enemy jungle to get some vision? They don't have any wards
Dire's
actually, so it
middle
looks like this
tower
is
under attack.
kind of purely a ganking expedition. It might be helpful to have the level 6 on Whitemon, but can't always have everything that you want. Okay, is starting to get some ancient stacks going now for the Sven. Darkseer applying the constant
Radiant's
pressure at bottom, and it
tower
seems
is
like
under attack.
TNC not really interested in dealing with this at all. Just gonna kind of leave it. We get 3-man smoke up from Star. I think they do have an, yeah, they've got an observer ward to plant, so. Trying to
Radiant's bottom
catch
tower
if the
has
Drow
fallen.
Ranger might be here in the enemy tri-camp, and there she is. Gabby gonna get snowballed on top of, completely caught, does get out a nice gust. So we'll be able to do a little bit of damage. KP trying for the save. It's only going to be a stomp onto 1. DDZ is still okay, and here comes Armel. They're going to be looking for some kind of a turnaround. DDZ TP out. Mosin might be able to just go for a glimpse TP, perhaps. Armel still chasing him. Whitemon, can he close the gap in time to get the swap off? Yes, he can. Okay, so they will get the secondary kill on the support, but DDZ is long gone from the triangle.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And they
is
drew
under
everybody
attack.
over to the triangle, so it created some space bottom to push up against the tower just ever so slightly. Lance still farming his way through here. Is going to be going for the S and Y. I guess since build maybe makes a little bit more sense against the Doom, perhaps, or maybe this is just his preference. We've seen all kinds of different builds on the Sven, actually. We saw the early
Radiant's
Crystallis
bottom
yesterday.
tower is
The
under
most
attack.
popular seems to be like the Mask of Madness Echo Saber, BKB Ags kind of a thing, but there are certainly other ways to go. And is he gonna get the Ags this game? Is the mobility from the Darkseer enough? Could be. Moonlight Shadow getting popped. Tim's trying to scout whatever's going on over here. Does need to be careful. There's dust and sentries. And there's actually a sentry right over here, which he is going to realize very quickly as his sentry gets dewarded. Mosin only finding these sentry wards, unfortunately, though that's because there aren't any observer wards in the jungle. The closest thing TNC have is this Obs chilling out over by mid. Did Lance... I think he managed to stack that, right? That sounded like a double stack. Armel almost has the blink, so should be able to make some kind of a gank happen after that. KP is just rushing the Aghanim Scepter again. Gabby, well, Dry Ranger only really has one build, gonna pick up that Dragon Lance and keep on going from there. Lance is popping God Strength just to kind of farm Ancients and use up all of the space that his team is creating for him on the map. They're constantly shoving mid and they're constantly shoving bottom, and they're creating this pocket of farm that he feels confident to just kind of do whatever he wants in TNC. Not TNC, it is TNC. I keep getting confused. There's too many people with the wrong tags. They're trying to smoke through and get the punch, but Yamate actually just blocks off the ramp, saves himself. DDZ thinking about a fight, but doesn't want to go in too aggressively. Yeah, they were trying to break through that maneuver a little bit, but I just think they had no idea where the Sven was in his farm rotation, like whether he was in the triangle or whether he was over here, so kind of hoping to catch him, but nicely done by Star. Good positioning by Yamate, kind of anticipating that, and they get out. And they kind of reveal the blink on the Doom, and now they're just gunning for Tims at bottom. He's very, very close to his mech. Just staying hidden in the trees for the time being. They've got their mech up on the Darkseer, so looking to make use of this timing. They've got the Static Storm ready to go as well. Armel gets spotted for a moment. Whitemon able to lob out the stun. Not the way that they were hoping this was going to start on the start. They do get the Doom out onto the Darkseer, so he's not going to get to use that shiny new mech this fight. Might be able to survive unless he just gets ticked down. DDZ goes in deep, but they haven't even killed Armel yet. They get the stun onto Tims. Mosin's brought down. Darkseer is incredibly low, and the last tick of Doom ends up killing him off. They just didn't have any way to heal him up, unfortunately. Just 2 kills. Now TNC easily able to keep on moving forward. Come and tax away a couple of bounty runes from the side of Star. Too difficult fighting underneath this ward. And again, they've got the same situation of having the low ground sentry, but just not checking the high ground. So that's going to come back to bite them. KP getting gone on, lands with the stun. Arrow is going to connect onto the Sven, and that buys KP a little bit more space, forces DDZ to kind of commit into here, and using the Yules. Whitemon getting glimpsed back, but does manage to go for just the immediate TP. So if they don't land that arrow, then I think DDZ can easily cancel the Venge TP. Get a +1 kill, but nicely played by Tims. Gabby doing his best to hold on here, but with no Doom, Candyloon should be a lot more free to do whatever he wants. Gabby, more staffing away, is going to get hit by the stun. DDZ is in here pretty deep. Armel throwing the damage out onto the tusk. The wall does get dropped down, but they're just going to keep on running forward, and Star not really playing the objective. Lance trying for it, but they are not going to be able to get this tower in the end.
Handsome devil, aren't I? Haste!
Did Mosin get a... It didn't get a ward down or anything. I saw him leaving on this side and was wondering if maybe he got a sneaky ward in the enemy triangle, but this really hurts because they've set up wards, I think, anticipating that they were going to get this mid tower, but much harder to play around this one now that they haven't actually taken the mid tier 1, and instead it's just their mid tier 1 getting sieged down. Gabby sitting up on the front lines. They do get the immediate jump over onto Candyloon. He gets silenced up. No way to get out of that. Snowball's going to help a little bit, but it still drags him over towards Armel. We do have Mirana trapped in the middle of everything, but does still have the mech and gets swapped out by Whitemon. Chaotic fight as Candyloon gets burned down. KP looking for one more punch, but it's actually Armel with the double kill. Lance trying to find an angle on this fight, but he doesn't have the God Strength. Not really in a position to take this, and now KP's going to look for him. Stun is still on cooldown currently for the Sven. At least the move speed for the Mask of Madness and some Agi treads. Well, actually, it doesn't even give move speed anymore, does it? But the extra move speed with the Yasha as well, helping him to get out of there. But poor Darkseer just keeps, you know, he was supposed to be able to take that fight because the Doom was on cooldown, but instead he just got jumped, hoof stomped, and then hit by the gust, and suddenly not so useful. Maybe a different situation once he picks up the Guardian Greaves, but that's still gonna take a little while. And now TNC sitting on lead, but becoming a comfortable lead. The Doom is more farmed than the Sven, and yeah, Star have not been able to use this timing at all. How's DDZ doing? So he's got, you know, the Yules, and he's got good farm towards his Ags. Though I don't know if the Ags is going to be such a killer item this game, because like Tims is going to get Yules, and you know, Whitemon, sure, you can kill the Venge, but does that really matter? Maybe if he can go on Whitemon as they're all going on the Drow, and then prevent the swap from happening. That's probably the best case scenario, but Whitemon coming in here and getting a very deep ward down. Star, you know, wanting to play around this vision at mid, but until this tower falls, they can't really have as much control as they would like. The fact that Tims can just sit here and farm mid is, I think, very annoying for them. Yamate's just going for a blink. What's the next item for Lance? Okay, so he got the SNY, but now he's going to be going back for the Ags.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just need to keep our eyes peeled for that big vacuum plus Stormhammer combination.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Even as they're unable to push at bottom or really even at mid currently, TNC are already taking out the top tier 2. They're going to pop the Moonlight Shadow now and look to come back to defend. Lance does have the God Strength this time around. Easy on the front line. Mosin looking for some kind of a catch. Arrow not going to connect. Glyph unavailable for both teams. Star just have to have good discipline. Retreating back towards their wards. Gabby's not even really coming to this fight. He's TP'd over to the tier 2 and looks like he wants to farm some Ancients on his way back over. TNC will just be able to get the deny. I mean, take a tier 2, deny your own tier 1. Have to be happy with that, and TNC straight over onto the enemy side of the map once again. Yules up onto the Mirana again. Still pretty tanky, has the mech, but this is big burst damage. Can he get it off? Tims survives, does get glimpsed back now, but another leap, and here comes the stomp only onto one. Yamate, or Splitter, and the arrow. He is done for. KP with the punches, gonna finish him off. Mirana just that little bit too tanky with the 150 HP talent. Only a single pick off. TNC still going to head immediately into the Roshan pit. Gabby, is this the same situation again? Okay, no, they don't have the Growbow this time around. He is rocking the Vampire Fang. Gabby's still kind of going for it. Everybody else doesn't seem that keen. I guess going to go grab the bounties and then get back to it. We got smoke from Star.
Quite a slow man.
Do not have their Void Spirit currently, but he's making his way over now. Roshan's very low. They see Whitemon outside of the pit. Gonna try and focus on him first. Vacuum everybody together. Doom just trying to limp away. Does still have the BKB. Tims trapped inside the pit. He's only got one leap. Heads at kind of an awkward angle and gets glimpsed back in now. Just gonna keep on fighting. Tries for the TP. Can that actually succeed? No. Lance gonna put a quick stop to that. But most importantly, TNC, they get out on all 3 cores and they manage to keep the BKB unused and they get the Aegis out. Good response from Star, and you're starting to see the possibilities with the vacuum and the Stormhammer and the Static Storm kinetic field, but haven't been able to fully realize that potential. So they almost have Greaves on Darkseer. Not even going to be going for it. Actually just wants the Blink Dagger to hang a little further back and then wait for a good opportunity to fly in there with the Vacuum. He's even gone for the Vacuum AoE this game. Tells you a lot of the story of what his priorities are going to be. Yamate almost have Blink. He's actually getting pretty close. Alright, so Vacuum stun, Snowball follow-up stun. He is going for the maxed out Snowball here. PDZ and Lance kind of running into enemy territory without a whole ton of vision, really. They do see Gabby TPing. I don't think they can really stick around here. Light Shadow getting popped. What is the detection situation like on Star? They are carrying double dust on both supports. Easy. 1k to go. 9 gold to go. On the Aghanims, but he's going to get doomed up. Can they get him out of here? Great follow-up stun from Tims. No way to save him whatsoever. Just going to have to let him go. Can they catch anything else? Looking like Mosin should be okay. Still have to respect the fact that the Doom Blink is already coming back off cooldown. Gabby is just going straight butterfly after BKB is coming out. So you're just gonna go for more. Actually, I don't even know if they need to be careful once the Void respawns. It does kind of feel like they can just keep doing what they're doing. Tim shoving out mid. Lance, at least he's fast. He can get out of there. Tims has been static stormed at mid. Gonna get swapped out by Whitemon. They're just focusing him down. They vacuum them both back into the wall. Lance Popping the ultimate, doesn't know who he wants to focus on though. Just gonna go for the softer targets of the supports. Gabby holding the high ground, trying to kite him backwards. Does still have the Hurricane Pipe, but needs to get back to the team. KP gonna help this out a little bit. He does have an Echo Stomp ready to go, trying to hold the high ground. He just walks forward straight into a stun. Might get focused down before he can really do anything. Armel, beautiful hook stomp. Here comes the sleep. Here comes the walk forward along with the Earth Splitter. 3 heroes gonna die pretty much immediately. The snowball saves them for a moment. Mosin is hiding inside of his Shadow Amulet. That's saving him for the time being. They haven't even realized that he's there. Nice little play. He's gonna glimpse back Armel, who now knows what's going on and will just Scorched Earth him to death. Okay. All right, Mosin. I don't know, buddy. What are we doing? We're gonna Echo Stomp. Oh, and he's done. I don't even know if he really saved anybody by making that play, but anyway. Beautiful teamfight combination from TNC. Looked a little stressful for a moment there with Gabby not really having all that much backup, but he did have the Aegis, so did feel like everyone was always going to be able to get into position. And they kind of blew everything that they had just on the 2 supports. They used, what, Vacuum Wall, Static Storm, Kinetic Field, all just on Tim's. And it even seemed like Tim's was like, yeah, just go for it. Static Storm me. Like, I don't care. I'm going to get swapped out by my teammate, and if you use all of these spells on us, then you're just going to lose the team fight anyway. Armel's already got a full Ags. Gabby with 1400 towards is Butterfly. Lance does have the Aghanim Scepter though, and he's got level 18. So the timings are coming up for Star, and they still have that big team fight opportunity. Only 30 seconds to go on the Aegis, and at that point, Gabby becomes just that much more killable. They're heading forward now. They don't have any vision on this high ground. DZ spots them first, going to go in, making the aggressive move. Big jump forward. Gabby, first life, about to be brought down. They've used all of their big initiations. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, KP. He's got the magic immunity though, and Sven just getting punched down. Not enough survivability after the Doom, and Candyloon also just going to get swapped back into the enemy team. Yule's up. They're also looking for Mosin. They got the 1 life on the Drow Ranger, but maybe just a bit too early of a fight for them. DDZ trying to escape, doing what he can with the Aghanims, but already double BKB and the Ags on the Elder Titan, so doesn't really feel like TNC need to be too concerned. And with 3 heroes dead, finding themselves right by Star's doorstep, DDZ's gonna go and cut this next wave, but I mean, they can always switch to mid or just have backdoor protection disabled because of mid. Even the aggressive glyph just to try and keep the creep wave alive and keep this pressure going. Arrow almost nails Yamate. Gotta be careful about that one. DZ, alright, kind of realizing the futility of dealing with the bottom wave, is just gonna come over here, trying to hide in this spot. Poking, prodding, a little bit of damage onto Gabby. Where's the swap? Kind of looking for it. Whitemon walking forward now. Might not even need it. Candyloon jumping in. Vacuum not really doing all that much. And Gabby should just be able to walk this one up. DDZ jumping forward, but he only finds Tim. Can they get any more kills than that? Has to be the big question. Defensive heals. Tim's isn't even dead just yet. DDZ kind of low. Whitemon also getting latched on top of. Armel thinking about going back in though. Gonna jump in. Gets the hook stop. It's only onto 1. And Gabby's just standing there dishing out the damage as Armel keeps on chasing them forward. It's too much from KP with the punches. Armel's still going, and as they lose all of their armor, they just get brought down one by one by one. Mosin getting shredded, and with that, TNC straight back up onto the high ground. The Sven just seemingly unable to stand against all of the right-click damage. I don't know, it feels like they're spending so much time just going on the supports. Like, Tims are willing to be quote-unquote out of position because they're just using all the spells on them. And then Gabby gets to do whatever he wants in the team fights. Alright, nice little Yule's combo, but you're losing your racks. Sven's still down for 20 seconds. Yamate jumping in, a little bit of damage, trying to hold Armel in here, but BKB TP is gonna get him out of there. Everyone else just retreating. Roshan, potential respawn in about a minute's time. Whitemon does get caught, but I think he should be okay. Gabby's just going to turn around for the damage on the DDZ. Defensive heals, buys him a little bit more time. Sven is respawning. They finally got the Static Storm Kinetic Field onto the Drow, but the instant that I say that, Whitemon just going to bail him straight out. Still has the BKB. Even if the Venture Spirit dies here, it shouldn't be the end of the world. Of course, still has the illusion to play with afterwards. Who even has deaths on TNC? Yeah, only 2 for Armel, 1 for Gabby, and 3 for KP. So it is just Whitemon and Tim's like tanking the gank pretty much every single time. Doom has his namesake ability back up. I don't think there's any other big items really coming anytime soon. Lance is working on a BKB, but it's a real work in progress.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And what is this Roshan timer look? Long respawn, 2 minutes. Got an Orb of Destruction for the Drow. Gabby gonna very gladly grab that. Almost has the butterfly picked up. His damage is just looking absolutely obscene. Oh, well, he's also gonna just be rocking the Titan Sliver at this point as well. Who's actually grabbed the... Is anyone gonna use the... Seems like maybe not. And a Paladin Sword. Man, some tricky decisions for poor old Gabby here. In terms of what he wants to go for. What's the Doom using? He's just got the Quickening Charm. Oh my god, he's almost got a full Octarine core. Armel is very farmed. He's been really active on this Doom. It's been pretty cool to watch. DDZ, you know, DDZ and Candyloon are doing their best to make these team fights happen, but they just can't seem to get the important targets. Smoke up. Do they have vision on this high ground? They do not. They're going to send Armel in first. He's still got the 7-second BKB. He gets revealed. They jump in. Vacuum, Static Storm. Once again, mostly on the supports. KP in a little bit of danger. They get the Yules up on the Sven. He's just getting kited. Gabby's able to stand there. Now they doom up the Sven. Echo Stomp controlling everybody else. Lance gets some auto attacks onto Whitemon, but that's all he manages for his team fight. As KP not done, but Star, they're definitely out of here. GG gets called. And TNC easily taking this first game. Maybe seeing a little bit of why we don't see so many Darkseer picks at the end of the game. At the end of the day.
TNC Predator's turn to pick.
To purge off the fire spirits and then just go hit the egg is also pretty good. Winning duels maybe not so easy with the oracle on the field, but you know it might not even really be about that. I think it's just about the lockdown and whatnot more than anything.
5 seconds remaining.
And I have seen the Legion offlane plus Snapfire may be pretty popular in pubs, so maybe that's what they're looking at here as TNC. Kind of a shame that I wish we were going to see the Pango. Maybe we could still see like an Armel Pango for mid or something. Just going to end up going for the Tide Hunter, looking for this overwhelming team fight. Give them some more options to protect the egg. Gives to them some really nice Roshan taking potential as well between the Gush minus armor and all the PA's damage. And Tide shouldn't really die that easily to getting dueled. Shouldn't be a big concern. Oh, and also, I've just gotten a little update. I'll fix it once we get out of this game, but I've got the schedule wrong on the stream currently, so anybody who's keeping an eye on that, it has actually been moved around, so it's Series 3 today. After this game is going to be Neon Esports versus Motivate Trust, and then 496 versus Army Genius is actually going to be the last series day, so we'll move that around, but just an update for anybody who is looking forward to some
remaining.
Dota action.
5 seconds
So
remaining.
Monkey King is the pick for
TNC
Team
Predators
Star.
turn to ban.
Is Monkey King good against Tide Phoenix in lane? It doesn't sound good to me. It doesn't sound like you can particularly man fight the PA either. It is a very active hero, you know, should be able to be aggressive and make plays that way, but I don't know. Are they not just pretty susceptible to like an Ember mid or something here?
TNC Predators turn to ban.
I guess maybe Batrider mid is not too scary. What else? Could even be like a Windrunner mid. Windrunner is a real pain for Monkey King. Of course, a lot of it is going to depend on what the pick ends up being for Team Star, because TNC Predator... I guess interesting point of trivia for those of you who care about this kind of stuff. They had selection priority this game, and they opted for second pick. So they are definitely to have that last grab for Armel and make sure that he gets off to a good start. But I like their draft so far. The Wind Ranger actually going to end up being banned by TNC instead, so they're not interested in it. And Team Star, what do you go for now? Storm Spirit is the choice. Okay, so kind of greedy, very ganky lineup overall. The Storm should be good at getting into the back lines and trying to find the Oracle. I think that's a big part of what they're looking for here.
5 seconds.
I guess the Storm does kind of carry reasonably hard, so even if the Monkey King falls off a little bit, and Lina is the selection. I mean, I've seen this hero do well in lane versus the Storm for the initial couple of levels, but then Storm just gets level 6, and it feels like he starts killing you over and over and over again. I don't know how much I like this Lina pick. Far be it from me to doubt TNC and to doubt Armel, but I just feel like I see Lina in this particular matchup just get solo killed a lot by Storm. Maybe Armel's going to do something a little bit different build-wise, and maybe try and tank up a little bit more, or they're just going to play around and have Whitemon sitting behind him a whole lot more, but not at all the last pick that I was expecting to see. Have to get into it. Yeah, I've got the teams on the right sides. That's not going to be confusing once we get in game. Yeah, this should be a good one. So it is a position 4 snap, position 5 Elder Titan. Nothing too crazy happening in terms of the role allocations on either side. I feel like this Tide Phoenix lane is going to do quite well here. And normally it has changed a little bit because Monkey King sort of received some nerfs to the Jingu and got some buffs elsewhere to kind of make him a better hero
Girl.
in general, let's say. But it does kind of seem to me that when you're picking Monkey King, you really want to be picking the Monkey King so that he is going to kind of own the lane. And it is not immediately clear to me that he is going to own the lane. We will just have to see. Tim starting it off with some boots. Whitemon coming down here with the rest of the team towards the bottom side. Nothing crazy for Armel item-wise. Does look like he's just going to go for a null and a wand. And yeah, nothing too surprising for DDD either. Candyloon has opted to only start with the one set of tangos, wanting both the quelling, the stick, and the ring of protection. I probably have to ferry out some regen pretty quickly. It does seem like a good idea to get the stick against the spam, but we'll just have to see how much pressure they're able to apply up here. Not like Oracle is a particularly strong laning support, so this does feel like a pretty strong dual lane. Lots of nukes from the Legion, good sustain from the Moment of Courage. Snapfire's got some good nukes if anybody ever gets out of position. Mosin just kind of scouting out early here. Both mids already planning down their wards, and both teams with a very similar warding setup, in fact, kind of behind the enemy safe lane tower. Tim's is checking for the obs here. Does he actually know that it's over on this side based on that? I mean, he knows that it's not like right here, that it doesn't see into this spot, but maybe you can if you're just standing right here and you're getting hit, then yeah, then I guess you kind of know that it's on this line somewhere. Kind of cool. We'll see if Armel gets the D ward. Whitemon already starting out down here. KP doing some deforestation with the Quelling Blade. They are not letting Gabby into the lane at top, though he might still be able to use the dagger to grab a couple of CS here and there. And Lance doing a little better by his tower, but still getting zoned out pretty heavily, and also just going to opt for the Boundless Strike to try and grab a couple of CS here in these initial few waves. So both carries getting very heavily pressured at the start of this one. Armel not opting for the point in the Light Striker, is actually just going for the Dragon Slave early on here, trying to dish into DDZ with the auto attacks. The DDZ still finding some decent CS for himself, though. That range creep deny is going to be a pretty big deal for Armel. We'll crack level 3 just that little bit faster. Able to keep the pressure going. Gabby, once again, getting gone on. Still 0 CS to his name. And doesn't have a salve either. Needs to get that one chipped in on the courier. And Whitemon will now make an appearance on top, but again, not really clear how much the Oracle is going to be able to do to influence this lane. At least he can start getting some pulls going and create some farm opportunities for Gabby that way. And this big camp is available, so Yamate could even come over here, stack this, and then start looking for side pulls in the next little bit. It depends on whether or not he wants to go and block the small camp again. But for now, oh, he's coming over. What is he up to? Whitemon's also kind of checking this out. Seems like instead just kind of content to keep putting pressure on Gabby for the time being. Doesn't have any mangoes or anything on this snap, and Tim's getting gone on a little bit by Mosin at bottom, but this is only while the fire spirits are on cooldown. And mid lane, what's going on? So they did get the, actually this isn't the side pull, looks like this was a little up down pull from Whitemon. Waves getting dragged back together now. Is going to push pretty heavily towards Candyloon's tower, so he's going to be pretty happy with that. Yamate shouldn't really need to take too much experience. Might look for the level 3. Yamate kind of low, but we'll be able to salve back up.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And how is bottom lane going? So yeah, Lance not really doing all that crash hot on the Monkey King. Maybe just wanting to be a little bit more active on a hero like the Monkey King this game compared to the Sven in the previous game. Ooh, Yamate, pretty good damage onto Whitemon. Again, just letting Legion get all of this farm over in the lane to get those levels up, and doing a good job of interrupting these pulls. DDZ just, well, not even farming his way back to the base. Actually just getting pushed completely out and walking all the way back to go and get the bottle refills. Kind of hurts. I mean, he's on full mana, but didn't even feel like he could really grab any farm on the way through. Armel really wants this rune to spawn bottom, but it is going to be an arcane over at top, though. Mosin pretty low. Gonna get some sips off of DDZ as he comes back in, but this is a fairly big experience lead for Armel here. Yamate still just getting involved with the pulls. Candy Loon level 4. Gabby also not doing too crash hot on the CS. Just 16-1 so far. KP being left to his own devices at bottom as Tims is going to head back and grab a little bit of HP. So this is really all he has in terms of net worth. I guess he's only got 1 CS. We got the 5-minute runes coming up soon. Is actually going to go and give Armel the bottle refill. Very nice, and then should be able to go and grab some bounties on his way back. Actually going to take over the lane for a second. Looks like Armel wants to go and get even a little bit more farm over here. He'll stack up the small camp at the same time. So already trying to give some more levels over to their Phoenix. It does kind of cost them any opportunity to contest this bottom bounty, and it is actually going to end up being 3 bounties for Star there. A little bit of a net worth lead going their way. Lance, haven't seen just yet what the item build is going to be necessarily for him. The dive is still available. Tim's not going to get caught. Able to dive through. KP's still asleep for a moment. Lance comes over, but cops the immediate fire spirit. Double melee lane not having a whole lot of fun against the Tide Hunter plus the Phoenix, but action up top. Making to go onto Whitemon. He's just going to go for the TP out. Gabby, a little bit of pressure onto Yamate. And Whitemon does have a salve. EDZ now level 6. Gap a little bit on Armel with some jungling. Hoping for the 6-minute rune. Is being scouted this entire time. Just a bit of a gamble, and well, Armel won the bet, but Yamate there to put a stop to him. Can he actually finish off this kill? He can, and that's first blood. A little bit too much damage coming out of the Lina. And, well, you feel good about denying the rune, but that death is not going to feel so great. Tim's getting gone on. Boundless Strike is on cooldown. Maybe they can finish him just with the punches. Manages to get the dive away. And Lance well off the mark there. The Boundless Strike is going to connect. Still chasing. He's got the tree dance, but doesn't have the spring for a little bit. So a pretty long chase. Hops down. 1 hit. All right, he's got him in the end. But at least they get on the board themselves with a quick kill. What's the build for Armel? Is it nothing out of the ordinary? Just gonna go straight into the Scepter. Where is our Storm Spirit? DDZ just over here farming, chugging clarities nonstop. And Candy Loon is actually going to be rushing a Blink Dagger this game. Oh, getting sent forward onto Whitemon, still on level 3. Does not have a point in the Fate's Edicts. Saved for the moment, still chasing after him. Everything on cooldown. Yamate thinking about still chasing this one down. And might actually be able to finish it if these creeps weren't blocking him so bad. Just needs to land the Scatter Blast. So Armel's on his case once again and looking like he might just be going down. Tries to jump towards him, but Whitemon not going to let it happen. And it will be Armel just finishing off that kill. EDZ, what is he doing? Just going to try and steal some farm over here from Dire side.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, digging for a neutral item perhaps. Gets the Arcane Ring. Can't be too unhappy about that one. Lina also gonna grab one, so fair's fair, I suppose. And it'll just be a question of if they can kind of put the pressure on the Lina afterwards. DDZ and find himself a double damage rune. Now making the jump onto Tims. There is some backup coming in. Got to be careful of Armel. Doesn't land the stun onto anyone. And actually, DDZ just going to keep on going. A little bit of a slowdown. Needs to avoid the purge. So losing the DD now, and he's completely out of mana. Armel whips on the stun, but he's got the Laguna Blade and the auto attacks. So they bring him down, biting up a bit more than he could chew. Was a huge rotation from TNC as they bring 4 heroes to mid, but well worth it if you're getting the Storm Spirit and the Lina picking up the kill there. I'm gonna get the little bottle refill, getting all of the help in the world from his team. just to get that bit further ahead. If he has a super fast Yules and Storm Spirit continues to die, I think the dynamic changes a lot, but we'll just have to see how the next few minutes go. Gabby is going for a Battle Fury. Lance is also going for a Battle Fury this game, so is opting to farm a little more. And kind of the same thing with the skill build as well. Just maxing out the Spring, farming his way through the jungle. Now heading top to kind of make this typical play of taking out the enemy tier 1 tower. I don't know if TNC have any interest in defending it really. KP still showing on the lane. Gabby's already TP'd down along with Armel making the rotation, so should just be a trade. We got support soaking up extra experience at mid. DDZ continuing to be on like stack watch as comes in here to steal some farm out of the TNC side. This is very nice. Not a ganking build at all, just get no points in the vortex. Relying on the maxed out remnant to get some good farm. They have gotten a duel onto Whitemon, and that's going to be the first duel damage of the game for Team Star, as Dire Scan reveals what they were worried about, that DDZ was just stealing away their stacks and money to fuel his Orchid.
Structures are fortified.
So we have the Yules on the lane. It looks like Armel just about to get it delivered. This is a very fast Yules. In fact,
is under attack.
0. The first blood definitely helping.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Lance gets the last hit on top, so a pretty timely Battle Fury for him as well.
Stupendous!
Just have to see how well he's going to be able to fight up against the PA later on. KP coming out with the gush, thinking about this kill. Does have the Ravage, just going to pop it. They really want this one. And does get it. On the other side, Whitemon, they're hunting for Lance. He's going to get stunned down off of his perch, and that'll be the end of him. The Mortimer's Kisses are helping a little bit, but Armel just fine. Whitemon also going to end up surviving. Oh. It's kind of a sad death. I guess we just set our sights on the DDZ Orchid Rush and hope that that is going to be the thing that gets Star kind of back into this game. Admittedly, Candyloon also doing really well on the net worth, and you know, all 3 cores on the side of Star doing quite nicely. As Gabby actually ends up losing his courier with the Iron Talon, not gonna be very happy about that. So between the Blink on the Legion and the Orchid on the Stone, they should be able to get a bunch of ganking done. And shouldn't matter too much that the Monkey King's game is going like this. I'm still just so afraid of how I know Armel is amazing on Lina, but I'm still just so worried about how this game goes if he ever gets jumped on. Sure, they've got Ravage and False Promise to save, but it feels like I've seen the story too many times of Lina owning dies 3 times in a row come mid-game, and that's just the end of your game.
Burns, doesn't it?
So here's the Orchid, and here comes DDZ. I don't believe he's been spotted just yet. Tim, cool. Jumping in, Orchid, Whitemon gonna try and help him out, not even using the False Promise, just holding on to it for the time being to get the Yules up onto the Storm Spirit. This is trouble for DDZ. He will be able to get the Illusion Rune out. And KP just protecting the egg. Kind of an awkward standoff there. DDZ, nerves of steel, not even zipping away, just kind of walks for it and will be A-okay. TNC with the immediate smoke up, looking to make another use out of this Yules. Well, with Blink and Orchid online, Star are on the hunt, but who are they actually going to be able to find? Gabby's the only one on this side of the map. Lance is taking the safe farm in his triangle, or at least it should be safe. Trying to finish off this last component for the Battle Fury. And they haven't spotted Gabby, but he's not even in the blur, so now they see him, and I think he should be dead in just a moment. Big zip through. I think they're even going to get the dual victory damage here for Candyloon. 100% the target that they were hoping for there. Lance even putting a bit of pressure on the KP at mid. What's the win probability saying? So slightly in favor of TNC, but very much even overall, as they are going to send KP in here to try and hold on to this. It's going to be a very big gap between the Battle Fury timings on these 2 carries. Gabby with only the 1 death, but you know, 75 CS to his name so far, and already 100 CS on Lance. Going to be a few minutes ahead. Oh, Candyloon getting gone on. Do have Ravage, but need a little bit more damage to have any hope of finding this kill, so... Just going to be some pressure. Armel is going for Shadow Blade next. Has the majority of the gold that he needs for it, and kind of hoping for a 14-minute rune. Might have another similar engagement to what we had before, but no, DZ will just have to stand down. It's going for a second item BKB. Definitely see what the mentality is for him here. He goes jumping in towards mid, Tim's nothing to save him. Jump into the backlines, find the duel, get the secondary kill. They know that White Mom was going to try and save a friend, and they just spring the trap. Quick double kill for the Storm.
Dire's middle tower is
Completely out
under
of
attack.
mana at this point, but a great way to be spending your mana. As okay, 14.5 minutes for the Battle Fury on the Monkey King. We'll keep our eyes peeled for the timing on Gabby, but to be struggling for now. Yeah, Armel just mostly jungling for his Shadow Blade. But not that much of a gap between him and the Storm Spirit at this stage. KP walking forward, getting pretty aggressive. Is going to get slept up. Just up to the two supports to defend for now. Candy Loon has his sights set on some bounty runes instead, and we'll be able to swipe it out from underneath Tim's feet. Well, pressuring DDD, still just kind of jungling for now. And wow, Yamate got the deny on that mid tower. Well, big time investment for not a whole lot of payoff for TNC. Armel getting poked, prodded. It is still just the two supports playing together. They do not have the Mortimer Kisses just yet, and Yamate, you know, finally getting a point up in the little shredder. He is actually just rushing Ags and having a pretty decent time of it, all things considered already. With overall Battle Fury check. Still another few minutes for Gabby. Candy Loon is just taking Dire Ancients. DDZ keeps on working on that BKB. Mosin is just going for a drum. Okay, sure. Lance, well, getting pressured a bit up here as he tries to cut past the enemy heroes. Very little vision to try and go for this next
Radiant's
wave.
top tower is under attack.
And he sees them on the tower now, so should feel pretty safe to go for this.
Radiant structures
Got the timing
are
down.
fortified.
Very nice.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So quick wave cut, and now maybe even looking for a little bit of a fight. DDZ does have a TP available to come up here if they want to. So Pincer kind of getting set up. The Mortimer's Kisses are coming through. Yamate just laying them down onto Armel, but he's just fine. I don't know if they were expecting Legion to jump at the same moment, but instead it just ends up being a deny for them. Armel moving forward in the Shadow Blade. Got to be careful of positioning, but he does nail the stun onto Candy Loon. DDZ running forward. They haven't seen him just yet. The Eul's hasn't been used. Can they actually keep Armel alive? Looks like they should be able to. And DDZ getting rooted up, stunned as well. The cookie sends him towards the enemy team. They're going to pop the Ravage as well, just to make sure that they got that kill. Don't think it was really necessary. But Armel getting healed, and the Legion Commander not feeling confident to go in. Now gets the duel out. Lance deploying the Wukong's command, but it's actually just a double kill for Armel. He's still fighting. KP also looking pretty healthy. A couple more auto attacks from Armel, and now he just tries to run away with the stacks. Mosin has got some salves. He's going to be okay, but yeah, I think without the Storm Spirit, you do not. Well, no Storm Spirit and no Mortimer's Kisses equals do not go for a duel on the Lina. There's too much damage being dealt by Armel, and I guess it turns out that with the Oracle, he has been able to still make plays against the Storm Spirit. Do we have the Battle Fury on Gabby? We do. I don't know exactly when it was. Well, let's say it was 3 minutes slower than the Monkey King, but we will just have to see where things progress from here. Lance kind of going for another farming item in the Ags. Gabby is just going to be going into a Deso and then BKB as the play. And there's a big old blueberry double damage rune over here in the river. I think both teams are aware of this. Radiant do have this ward up here on the cliff, so they zip through, they grab it on DDZ, and then they just aim to get out of there. They've used pretty much all of their mana. KP is actually over here getting some initiation onto the Legion Commander, but perhaps a little bit too far for them to go. They know that Lance isn't there. He was just showing on top, so will at least scare them away, but 60 seconds to go on the Ravage, so only so interested in taking that fight. Yamate still another 2k gold to go on the Ags.
Double damage!
And Lance has claimed this #1 net worth spot. Armel going to be going through some Boots of Travel next. What are we looking for? They're going to duel the Tide. It's dangerous. Seems very dangerous. KP's kind of showing. I don't think they want to go for this. Even if they duel and... Like, sure, a duel in Mortimer's Kiss is a lot of damage, but he's got Hood, and you have no idea where Mr. Oracle could be hiding, so... Until such time as you see him, I think you gotta just chill out. Tim's going for Meteor Hammer. Alright. Not personally a huge fan of this item on the Phoenix, but... We'll see how he's able to make it work this game. Lance still finding excellent farm. Gonna get that Ags delivered in a moment. Gabby's still kind of a full Mithril Hammer away from the Deso. And you have Lena kind of scouting around, looking for some more Shadowblade kills. I believe should have the Boots of Travel coming out. So BOTs and the Grove Bow getting delivered. We'll be going for the BKB after that. So that little bit of extra protection against the storm. DDZ did end up deciding against the BKB right away and has gone for the Kaya. Certainly a good item on the Storm Spirit, but maybe betrays a little bit of... Yeah, there's been a gear shift here on Team Star. They are no longer interested in fighting immediately, and looks like instead they're going to try and line up like a multi-BKB. Yeah, triple BKB timing is what they're aiming for now, so... DDZ may as well get the little bit of extra efficiency out of getting the Kaya first. Dire Scan does reveal that this rotation is happening. Should know what's going on. Whitemon gets spotted for a moment, but a little bit scarce vision-wise for Star, as actually TNC gonna go for a smoke of their own. You have this level 2 Ravage ready to rock and roll. Deso is not quite being delivered just yet, but Star now running over, checking out the high grounds, making sure that they have the intel that they need, and it's now actually TNC claiming their high ground, but little did they suspect that there's an observer ward sitting right here, and their sentry actually going to end up being a little bit of a false sense of security.
Middle tower is under
Star
attack.
know exactly what's going on here, and if they find the right jump, could make a fight of this. Yamate is one component away from the Aghanim Scepter at this point. Might just be worth it to keep on waiting for these items if you're Star. And the instant that I say that, they smoke up immediately. So there you go. Whitemon dewarding around the pit. They just want to make sure that that isn't actually happening, so they head forward. You can't take this, come on. Maybe if you had a ward. Smoke breaks, the spot Tim, jumping him first. They get the silence on the Oracle and the duel. Both supports getting focused down. KP tries to save them with the Ravage. It works for now. They actually burst down DDZ, but Gabby melts instantly in the face of Lance's damage. Tim's not going to do anything with the egg. KP now getting saved. Armel trying to find an angle, but just can't afford to get jumped. Lance still looking pretty healthy, but he doesn't have those Jingu stacks anymore. Armel just a little bit off the money with that stun. Didn't really matter. Candy Loon was there just waiting to save him if required. And wait, whoa. 22 minutes, they just get a double damage rune, and they can just walk straight into Roshan. Okay, this isn't the safest, but it is pretty fast. And like I said, they do have this ward up on the high ground now. They're pinging. Gabby seems to suspect that this is going on. KP gonna head over. They're all kind of low. They really need this Aegis. Echo Stomp is gonna help them out a little bit. All right, Lance now has the Aegis. Big damage onto Armel. Got to be careful with the positioning. Lance is actually jumping in on top of him. Tim's trying with the heals. Mosin getting burned down. That might be the end of him. DDZ jumps in, but doesn't even use the Orchid. Just actually gonna try and run for it at this point. And it seems like Star may be deciding, oh, you know, we're happy with the Aegis. Let's just use this to farm our triple BKB. How about that? So Gabby just got absolutely melted in that fight. At least they managed to kill DDZ. There you go. I love though. Actually, how many do we have? Any other PA kills on the map? I'm not sure how many more he's gotten. I didn't realize that there were all of these little quotes on the death markers. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for that. But Lance is big, level 18. Can play very confidently with the Aegis. I don't think the Aegis is going to be enough for him to go for a different item other than BKB. I think that BKB probably still just too important, but could be something to consider. Gabby does have the Deso up, but no level 18, no level 20. Ravage still on cooldown for 20 seconds. DDZ gonna be pretty happy with that illusion. Farm has not been the fastest for him getting this BKB, and also hasn't been that fast for Candy Loon either. Still holding onto a 4K lead, about 2K experience, and the win probability begrudgingly heading over onto their side. You think they're in a really good position, especially once this Monkey King gets his next item. What else is going on? Wait, what is... Wait, huh? Why is KP buying Deso? Hello? We already have Deso. Is there a reason for this? Is there a reason not to just like buy a Solar Crest or I don't know, Vlad's Halberd?
Go for me.
Maybe KP is planning on scaling up and doing the damage. Of course, they're not always guaranteed to be hitting the same target, but why not just get an Ags if you wanted to do something cute with all the Linus armor? This is a little weird to me, but we'll see how it goes. All right, BKB up, BKB up, BKB, you know, 500 gold away, but it's close. So just wait for it, folks. We got 2 minutes to go on the Aegis. Star setting their sights on this mid tower. We do have all the big ultimates available for TNC. Okay. Warning shots being fired by Yamate. It's just warming up the gobble up. Seeing if they can't find something. Will have to be pretty careful. Don't want to be knocking your Monkey King off of his perch. But Star playing very aggressively. Are they going to force this even further? DDZ, what does he do? DDZ really wants the BKB before this next fight breaks out. A level 18 would be nice as well, but that's probably just a little bit too much to ask at this point. Okay, well, with triple BKB, it should, in theory, be pretty difficult for TNC to win a fight. Egg's just going to get whomped. Tidehunter is not really going to do a whole lot. Star just walking forward. They spot a Whitemon. Can they get the duel off onto him? Yes, they can. They're trying to turn this around with the Ravage. Can they keep Whitemon alive? Yes, they can. The heal's also coming in from Tim's. Oh, wait, what happened to DDZ? He just died top. All right, got picked off by Armel. Oh, no. They saw the squishy support, and they thought that he was free. They've kind of given away their ward now as well. TNC just happened to be in the right place at the right time to save their position 5, and that hurts. So, no usage out of the BKBs. Aegis, I'm sure it ended up farming them the BKBs, but it does feel like they need to go and take a fight. Surely when they respawn, they gotta go. And that's why TNC, kind of nice that Armel finds the pick off elsewhere, buys them a little bit more time, and also he gets to shove in top wave. So waves are not in a great position for Star to go for immediate smoke. And they don't have any wards to smoke to either, unfortunately. So to create some information on the map, they kind of have to get these other lanes out, but they have no idea where anybody is. So kind of a tricky proposition for them. Storm just gonna go for an Ags, maybe give them some big wombo combo of their own, Water Mistresses, whatnot. But yeah, Vision's still the real problem for Star, just not having any information, and you know the clock keeps ticking. This Ravage just keeps getting closer and closer. Don't think they can afford to let TNC just kind of get that up for free. The PA is still getting bigger and bigger. Does have the level 20 now. Actually opting for the blur evasion. So yeah, until they get MKBs, this 85% evasion is going to be pretty nuts. Is anyone? Yeah, so, okay, MKB is coming up on the Monkey King. But they really just haven't managed to do anything. The way that they're positioned, you can tell that they're thinking, like, we want to take a fight, but we just don't see anything on the map. Like, what are we supposed to do? Instead, it's just going to be Ravage back up in 10 seconds time. Wins Roche. At least a minute and 40 seconds to go. Star trying for a little bit of a cute play, maybe showing Lance somewhere else on the map. 4 heroes smoking up, just hoping to find somebody at the mid lane. Invading the enemy triangle sounds like a little bit of a, let's say, a dumb play. That's not sugar-coated. Definitely need to pick off if you can. TNC just gonna let Gabby farm, kind of making the exact same play, really moving 4 heroes out. We do have bounties, seconds. Gabby, all right, staying hidden. I mean, what are they doing over at Roche? It can't be up for another minute, guys. Come on. Armel's got his BKB. The spit up continues to just be used for farming for the most part. Yamate chilling with the telescope. He does have the blink dagger as well, so actually some decent save potential from him. If it gets gone on, might be able to just jump in with the gobble up and save a life that way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See, straight onto this bottom tower. Looks like Star are going to be making the corresponding play. Neither team knows when Roshan's. Yep, and nor do we. At least 25 seconds to go.
Top tower is under attack.
Gabby just gonna go into the Vasher next. No cutesy Ag Scepter or anything for him this game. Just get the nice safe items. The game is still very, very close. Win probability, pretty much all the metrics. Hardly anything in it for the moment. Candyloon not doing the best on the level department. Kind of level with Tim's currently. Now, we also haven't really seen the Monkey King in a fight for a little bit, so I kind of wonder what it's going to look like. Either he's going to look insanely strong and the Wukong's who managed to going to shred everybody, or he gets Laguna'd and PA jumps on him and he just disappears before he can do anything. Yamate showing for a split second here, pushing out the bottom wave, and they do kind of try and go for him. Okay, so the MKB is now up on the Monkey King. No longer have to be quite so worried about this evasion on Gabby. And, well, he heard me. He's not going to go for the full Abyssal Blade. It does just want to go back into the Aghanim Scepter here. Oh, easy kind of jumping forward onto KP, but he's going to be all right. BKB is the next item for him. Ooh, can they spot Tim's? So they can. Blink forward on top of him, but he gets the jump away, and he is heading out of the map. Maybe they could have... I don't actually know what would have happened if he had been stunned when he was outside the map like that. Yamate's dead at mid. When's Roshan? A minute away. So they are going to have... Oh, he changed back. Gabby is now just going to go for the Abyssal Blade instead. Dagger for Whitemon, so he can just hang all the way back with his telescope and his blink dagger, and should be able to get the guaranteed ultimate off every single time, which is very, very nice for him. You know that he's going to be priority number 1 for DDZ, and maybe even Candyloon in a lot of these fights. I imagine that if you get stunned as Phoenix outside of the map, you probably just get popped back into the map, but... DDZ, gotta be careful. Getting Yule's up, and the Meteor Hammer's coming. We'll be able to zip out of it. It's not a perfect combination. Ravage going to be coming out over at mid. Lance still surviving, though. Getting focused down with the magical damage, along with the right clicks from Gabby, who does almost get brought down. Not before he brings down DDZ. Whitemon's there to save him. Explosive fight as Mozen also going to be brought down. Yamate's trying with the long-range artillery, but Armel gets right up in his face. At least Lance is getting something, but Armel not done. Laguna Blade out. The tower might just end up killing him. Ooh, trying with the Sunray heals. Candyloon comes in for the drive-by. Can they kill him? It's just the 2 supports trying for it. So what else happened in this fight? Oh wait, so Lance killed Gabby from beyond the grave? with his monkeys, I guess. Okay, because he was really low. There you go. Oh, we get to see some more. Get to see some more gravestones. So what even happened? So they edged Lance, but I don't even know if he got BKB off. He survived for a little bit. Then he died. DDZ came in. I think he got clipped by the Ravage and just got two-shot by Gabby. And we are pretty much even, really, after that fight. Things not really moving too much. Roshan's up, though. Aegis and Cheese waiting to be claimed. And still 30 seconds to go on both cores on the side of TNC. So actually a little bit of an opportunity here for Star. Everybody has gotten wise to this sneaky courier spot. Somebody's going to have to come up with another one. But Yamate dealing with that Tim's courier very quickly. Ravage still on cooldown for 30 seconds. They do have their outpost to TP to. Though Mo's is going to go try and deal with that. And it looks like Star should be able to get the Aegis and Cheese for themselves. There weren't any buybacks right now. No buybacks in that latter part. Alright, very nice. Lance not going to have to be quite so worried, and they actually get the jump out. They find KP. Trouble for him. They send in Candy Loon. He is going to get saved for now with the false promise, but I don't think he's going to get anything else off. Now, Whitemon getting jumped. Armel trying to fight, puts the damage onto the Legion Commander, but has to just turn tail and run, and with 2 heroes dead, no real fighting potential for TNC. Looking like Star should just be able to start pressuring the high ground. They have to be cautious of the Tide buyback, but with Aegis and Cheese, they should be okay. DBZ still needing a little bit of mana. He's going to be the one grabbing the Cheese here off of Candyland. Did they not even pick up the Cheese before? Is that what they were going back to do just then? Seems like it might have been. Lance and his army gets sent back in by Yamate, I guess. Just wanting that little bit of an extra heal, trying to siege this down. Tim's trying with the Meteor Hammer to hold on to this a little bit, but he actually gets stunned up by the creep. DBZ's up, jumping straight on top of him, but Armel almost brings him down immediately. The Supernova just getting way too focused, can't keep it alive. KP not willing to buy back with only 10 seconds remaining on his respawn, and Star already completely taking over the TNC base. Gabby's coming back to try and defend. Does have his full Abyssal Blade now, but that means no buyback available for him. Star even smoking up to head on the map. It looks like DDZ's remembered that they've got some bounty runes to claim back here, so gonna go and grab those quickly. Monkey King gonna be going for a Scotty next. Still has a little while longer on this Aegis, so shouldn't be too concerned about that. Let's see, what do they see? Hiding in the fog for now. They spot Lance. Lob a dagger his way. Candy Loon just hoping to spot somebody. Maybe looking for the combination with Yamate. Gonna go sending them in pretty deep. Candy Loon, can he find somebody? Just Shadow Blade and run for it. Does now know that there's a sentry right on top of here. Well, Moses a little bit off the mark on the sentry, but at least he gets the obs. Armel waiting, thinking about it. I don't think they actually know the Candy Loon is there. Tries for the blind stun, not gonna get it. Lance still just slow sieging. Cookie to heal him up along with the Legion Commander. Well, they've got Ravage at the ready, but I don't think they want to fight directly into the Aegis. If they could just wait it out, that would be great. Scotty looks like it's coming over now for the Monkey King. Star, they're only going to show them KP. Can go for the duel, should be able to save him with Whitemon unless they can find the jump. Jump into the backlines from DDZ, gets the pull together on both of the 2 supports. They're trapped inside of the Wukong's command. Gabby taking a bit too much damage from this. He at least brings down 1. 2 cores dead. It's only Lance left to fight, but that might be all that they need. It's just Armel and Tim's trying to make it work. As Armel resetting on the other side of the fight. They did buy back on the Phoenix. Too much damage being done by Lance, even with the other 2 cores being brought down. Really able to carry that team fight all by himself. I mean, look at that damage, though. DDZ got 1 zip off, and they managed to press the duel and do leet damage on the Legion Commander, but could not quite kill off this Monkey King. They didn't get the Ravage off either. So, well, still, you know, still a pretty interesting game. Gabby has a Rapier queued up. Okay, we'll see if that ends up being the choice. Lance, I don't know what he goes for next. Maybe just the Satanic? No, actually wants the Blessing. So trying to free up an inventory spot to grab something else. Is that really the best? Because what, Aegis is going to fade, you're going to put your treads back in. Do you really need Aghanim's Blessing just to get your wand? And you're not going to have the stats from the Scepter anymore either, right? I don't know. We'll see.
Here I am.
Might be just fine. I got an Arcane Rune and the Storm Spirit. The Storm is starting to get pretty scary as we get later and later into this game. If he can just find that zip in, he's got the plus 0.4 Electric Vortex talent. They've kind of got a Ravage of their own. You know, not quite as good AoE-wise, but definitely much more able to position it than the Tidehunter. Lance is just kind of scouting with the last 15 seconds of this Aegis, making the go onto KP, not looking very tanky, not enough armor. Whitemine might be forced to save him, blinks up onto the high ground, but DDC now just jumps right on top of him. Ravage is still available, but it's too much damage in the backline. Both supports already dead. That's a dieback for Tim's. KP does get the Ravage out, but Gabby is not willing to go jumping in there, just sitting blurred on the side of the fight, hoping for the random crit dagger to kill off Mosin, but he survives.
Bounty killing.
Armel spots Yamate, but he's got an Aeon Disc, so can't really go for him. Armel finds a sneaky little spot to TP out. The supporting cast of TNC is just getting obliterated every fight by the jump from the Storm Spirit, the jump from the Legion Commander. Sure, some of these heroes are dying, but without the control, the PA and the Lena just aren't really able to stand there and do what they want to do. Gabby does decide against the Rapier in the end. He's going to be going for a Satanic. They're coming outside of the base here. Pressure onto Lance. Can they focus him down? Laguna Blade, but the Glimmer Cape is there to save him. Double BKB getting popped. These monkeys are doing plenty of damage as Lance just going to reset back out.
Middle tower is under attack.
Man, that's 2 BKBs and the Laguna used. Did not manage to find the kill. Good positioning from the Star supports just to make sure that they saved him. They're giving tomes to the Storm Spirit at this point just so that he can pick up his level 25 that little bit faster. And Roshan still at least another minute and 50 seconds away. Yeah, it's just tough for Armel to actually be able to stand there and dish out damage. And most of his itemization for the last little bit has just been very defensive. A BKB into a Lincoln's. He's about to pick up a MKB, but still going to take him a little while longer. Lance has the Leveler. All right. Gabby is back to thinking about Rapier. We got Leveler on the Tide. Timeless Relic for your... Timeless Relic for ET. Gotta try and follow the action and also show you guys what's going on with the neutral item. Ninja Gear pretty nice for the Legion Commander. But hold that thought, might have a little bit of a fight coming up. Did they even manage to get another neutral item on TNC? No, they've still only got one, unfortunately. They're looking for it. Gabby praying. All right, Prince's Knife, Flicker. Not the best. Don't know if anyone's really going to be holding either of those. Armel seems pretty happy with his... Oh, actually, maybe going to go the Prince's Knife instead of... Okay, Prince's Knife instead of the Enchanted Quiver. Okay, Roshan is the stressful thing, and we don't know when that's going to be up for another 20 seconds. 30k net worth on this Monkey King. Does have his Basher picked up. I think he can still die, but 3.1k HP is certainly working wonders for him.
Invisibility.
Are we really going to see it from Gabby? We want to. All right, there you go. Rapier picked up. No buyback. No second chances. Just the smoke and the dream. They've got Armel holding the base. They know that they're over here somewhere, but just don't have the vision. Tim's heading forward first. Where are they going to spot? Storm Spirit actually invis might be able to break this. Ooh, Dire Scan reveals that they're up the hill. Who do they spot? Still don't see DDZ. They put the sentry down. Phoenix gonna jump. They get the damage. 2 crits. Finish him off. The Ravage comes out. The connection connect. The BKBs are there in time. Gabby's being dueled up, but it's too much damage. He's already got a double kill. He's looking for Lance as well. They can't kill him. Triple kill for the PA. Core is just falling left and right. They do actually manage to kill him. Wait, what did he die to? Hello?
Oh, that was hot.
What? What just happened? I'm gonna... oh, wait. No, not that button. Let's risk opening my good... Wait, where is my good friend, the combat log? Here. What just happened? Right? Hello? I'm gonna crash my game, guys. This is not a good idea. None of these are PA. Why can I not see PA as the target? Oh well, whatever. We'll just have to go with it. So they've managed to hold on to the rapier. They can give it back. Aegis, Cheese, and Aghanim's Blessing are all available and waiting in the pit. Both teams are going to be back up around the same time. Still 70 seconds to go on the Ravage, so there will be a little bit of a window where that's missing. I just don't know how Gabby died. I'm absolutely flabbergasted how I missed that. It may have even been on screen. You guys may have just seen it. I have just somehow blacked out and was unable to witness what just happened there. All right, here we go. Roshan fight round 2. We're gonna leave it on the buyback status. Candy Loon is already in there. 90 dual damage to his name. Do we have dual victory damage on the PA as well? Did he just get nuked while he was in False Promise or something, and then False Promise ended and he actually just died? Maybe that was the story. Oh, KP's in there. BKB's getting popped. They've got the Aegis and the Aghanim's Blessing on the Monkey King. They're sending in Mosin. He just cops all the auto attacks from Armel. DDZ trying to zip on top of them. He can't get the ball lightning together. Gabby, he's got his rapier once again, but he's being slept. Got to keep him alive. Blinks back to the team. And no casualties. Both teams just stressed. Let's split up the spoils for Star. They do have an Ag's Blessing to decide where it goes. Wait, they're giving it to the Elder Titan? But why? I guess you don't really want it on anybody else. It would maybe let Storm Spirit sell his Ags, which I don't think that would be too bad. I just don't really know that this Ags on the Elder Titan is going to do that much. Though, you never know. Elder Titan being able to walk into melee range because he has magic immunity. Pretty scary when it comes to the late game, so maybe this is the right call. Gabby went for the triple stifling dagger. Is still going back for the Aghanims. So very offensive build, not playing for the Satanic or anything at all. It is kill or be killed in this wonderful world of Dota. Lance appears to have his Abyssal Blade coming out right this second. What do we have going on? KP, still with his 9-second BKB. He's going for a Satanic as well. And Lance, even with the Blessing, still struggling to keep his boots in his inventory at this point. Does have the additional Wukong's Command Ring, so able to really control the space in the fights. Yamate is huge on this position 4 Snapfire, it needs to be said. He's not even position 4 anymore. He has overtaken Candy Loon to become the position 3. They get a ward down and kind of leaving their base just a little bit. Gotta be careful. They see KP. And so you don't see anybody. They're just trying to rally around this ward and still maintain a little bit of control over their high ground. Star, like, do we want to do something here, or are we happy to just wait? Smoke? Wait, is that 2 smokes? No, it's a Ninja Gear and a smoke. Smoked up. DDZ is going to push. They don't see anything, but they do have this ward that they're hoping to defend. Maybe going to see if TNC come out. They do buy up the Aghanim Scepter on the PA. Gabby also going to grab the Flicker instead of the Titan Slivers. Hoping that might get him out of a sticky situation. Just have to wait and see.
Doesn't it?
We got creeps getting bombarded into the TNC base, but they are not there. They're just outside. Everybody's got all their neutral items yet to be grabbed. They've actually given Tim's the Minotaur horn, try and tank up a little bit. And when I say a little bit, he does have 3,700 HP. Oh, he's got the Ags as well. Is that a crucial piece of the puzzle with how... I don't think that's how Gabby died. That just yet. Anyway. Whoa. Gabby revealing himself. Mosin getting gone on. Ravage comes out trying to finish out the Elder Titan. DDZ looking for his target. They get on top of Tim. Can they save it? Whitemon not willing to use the ultimate. He tried for it. Tim's going to buy back. KP taking some damage. Does manage to walk away with the BKB. Still a 5-on-5. Very low on mana as Lance actually going to get bashed up on the way out. Don't think they have vision over any of this though, so both teams just going to end up resetting. DDZ using a ton of mana just trying to find a good vortex, but couldn't do it. TNC back to the high ground defense, but this is going to buy them a little bit more time, and Aegis is actually only up for another minute, so if they wanted to make something happen, Star, this kind of would be the moment to do it, and I don't know, I guess they just feel like they can't really siege, can't really force the high ground, so all that they can do for now is just grab a few more items, I suppose, and hope to find some kind of a pickoff, maybe with the Storm Spirit or the Legion Commander. Maybe with the Ninja Gear. What's Gabby going next? Okay, so Gabby is going to be going back for the Satanic. Actually bought up the Blessing, so... Not wanting to waddle around with no treads this game. Whitemon, does he have any items? He has just managed to pick up a Glimmer Cape. So what happens if you were going to die? I have no idea how this works, but if you're about to die to the Oracle ulti, and then Phoenix takes you into the egg, do you die? Or do you live? Maybe we will find the answer this game, maybe we will not. Not certain. This game is getting tense though, and it has the air of a game that is going to go to the tier 5 neutral items. But we'll just have to see. Armel sitting on a decent amount of gold. Everyone's trying to cobble together some buybacks if they can get it. Though there are a lot of people without buybacks currently.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
DDZ has the full Bloodstone and is now going for Shiva, so he's getting very stacked. Oh, TNC smoked up. They have any vision? Not really. Sending the Tidehunter on the front line. Scan just to check the way as they go. They spot Yamate for a moment. They don't see Candy Loon. They're going to drop the Ravage, but on who? They want this Legion Commander. They get the follow-up stun, but Yamate picks him up and spits him out of there so that he can get the cheese up. KP's in big trouble. Armel almost dying to the Wukong's command. Tries to get the stun off on DDC. Does actually manage to do it. Can he keep on killing him? He actually gets the proc for the Prince's Knife, and that locks him down to get the kill. DDZ dead for 120 seconds. Gabby is still going. Armel with a double kill so far. He's getting healed up. Triple kill for this Lena. The timing is just too good. Lance is down. Mosin just trying to run for it with his magic immunity, but he's also going to get punched. Armel with the ultra kill. Oh my god, that Prince's Knife timing was just too good. It must have been on cooldown as he was hitting him and then came off cooldown at just the right time to lock him down. He had nowhere to run. He absolutely had to just stand there and fight. The Yules was still there, so maybe he could have bought a few more seconds, but Armel absolutely destroying that team fight. And with that, TNC marching down the mid lane. They know that there's no Storm Spirit for 80 seconds. And they've bought back on their Monkey King, but it's still a 2v5. And, well, still no Roshan to be claimed for a little bit, so it seems to me like TNC should just be looking to head high ground. Gabby still with his rapier in hand, leading the charge. Lance is trying to stay so far back with the Boundless Strike that he doesn't even hit the creep wave. He knows that if he dies, then he's just done, but this game might just be over anyway. Tim's looking for the double Meteor Hammer on the towers, and this is where the double Deso value really starts to come in. They're hitting both tier 4s. bringing them down. Lance gotta be careful. The Abyssal Blade is ready to go. He's gonna throw out the Wukong's command, but Gabby just hit the blink away. Candy Loon popping everything but couldn't get the duel off. So as soon as they wait out this Wukong's command, should be fine to take the fight. Armel's even outranging it just to keep on doing the damage. Gabby gonna keep on waiting. There goes the Wukong's command, and there goes the opportunity to just jump on Lance. 2 quick crits. Finishes him off. Tried to save him with the stun from Yamate, but GG is called, and TNC will end up taking the series 2-0. Oh, what a game. That was awesome. Monkey King was large and in charge for such a long time, but some really beautiful teamfight coordination from TNC. Good chain stun,